No data. Okay. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Nath Hughes here. For those of you that are new, my name is Natalie Hughes. I am a life mindset and manifestation coach, and in my business and on my platform, I help professional women to co-create emotionally fulfilled and purpose-driven lives for themselves. In today's video, we are fulfilling that mission by doing some readings on your soulmate relationship and what your Bonnie and Clyde dynamic is going to be like. So if you already have a soulmate in mind that you're wanting to check in on, fabulous. If you don't have someone and you are manifesting your person, hopefully this will give you some insight and some inspiration into what that relationship dynamic will be like. A lot of the times when we have a conversation about power couple dynamics, we think about couples that are making money together and are, influential in their communities together. In this particular case, I wanted to focus on that Bonnie and Clyde dynamic. This reading is inspired by the song '03 Bonnie and Clyde by Jay-Z and Beyonce. The song is actually the first collaboration, like the first featured song for the two of them and their couple. And obviously it's an iconic song that has stood the test of time, and so has their relationship. So I'm really excited to tap into that energy. I'm drawing from Bonnie and Clyde. I'm also drawing from the On the Run tours that Beyonce and Jay-Z did. So there was the On the Run, the first tour, and then they did On the Run 2. So I'm kind of drawing from those energies. Also, Beyonce is currently on tour with Cowboy Carter. So we've got kind of like a Western thing that you'll see when we get into each of the piles. I'm super excited to tap into this energy. We are currently live, but the second that we get off of live, the timestamps for each pile will be in the description box down below. Hi, is your name Amani? How are you, my love? First time catching a live. Hope all is well. Things are going incredibly well, and I'm so happy that you have caught this live. And that brings me to my last point before we hop into the piles and the readings. I have my live chat completely covered up, so I will not see any of your comments until I'm done with each pile. And with that being said, let's get into it with pile number 1. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1s. Welcome to your reading. In today's video, we're looking into what is your Bonnie and Clyde energy and connection and dynamic in your relationship. In the introduction of the video, I explained all of the Beyonce, Jay-Z, Cowboy Carter On the Run tour inspirations. So if you want to get the backstory, then go back and watch the first 3 minutes of the video. And if you're ready to just jump into the messages, let's get into it. So for each of the piles, I actually selected a lyric, a portion of the song that is going to be a supportive message and kind of general launch pad for the reading. So for you guys, we have verse number 1 of the song '03 Bonnie and Clyde. In the song, he says, "Today, I've got my thoroughest girl with me. I'm mashing the gas. She's grabbing the wheel. It's trippy how hard she rides with me. The new Bobby and Whitney. Only time we don't speak is during Sex in the City. She gets Carrie fever, but soon as the show's over, she's right back to being my soldier, 'cause mommy's a rider and I'm a roller. Put us together. How they gonna stop both us? Whatever she lacks, I'm right over her shoulder. When I'm off track, mommy is keeping me focused." So let's lock this down how it's supposed to be. The '03 Bonnie and Clyde, Hove and B, Holla. Oh, I love this song. Okay. So First of all, there's a million things and insights into your dynamic just based on the first verse of this alone. First, I want to say he says the new Bobby and Whitney, which I never realize is talking about Whitney Houston and her very iconic relationship dynamic with Bobby, whose last name I can't remember. So there are so many iconic stories and clips from Whitney and Bobby, but there's one particular that comes to mind. And they were like, I don't know if they were filming a show or something, but it's Whitney Houston and Bobby, and they're in a store and they're looking at glasses. They're looking at something, and I think Bobby puts on glasses or Whitney puts on glasses, and one of them is like, what do you think about my glasses? And the other person is like, the glasses, they work for me. And then they start doing this dance. Oh my God, you guys, I'm going to have to look it up. I usually don't do this. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to make a note to look up the Bobby Whitney iconic clip. It's like a clip. It's like several clips in one video because I don't have the time to describe it. But what I will say is this. I feel like the two of you's relationship, your Bonnie and Clyde energy, there's a little bit of notoriousness, is that a word? That is happening between the two of you. This is a relationship and a connection where people know about the two of you and people associate the two of you together, just like we associate Beyonce and Jay-Z together, just like we associate Whitney and Bobby together. There are certain relationships within our culture or within, our communities where when you think of one person, you think of the other person. I have an example. So my mom actually shared a memory in 2017. We were on Catalina Island, and she posted a picture just of the pool, like from our hotel. We had a view of the pool. And then one of my aunts commented on the picture and said, waiting for Doug's picture to be posted, like Doug's picture is loading, whatever. Doug is the name of my father. So basically what my aunt was commenting and was saying was, you see this picture, you know that my mom is out of town. Automatically, you're assuming that my mom is out of town with my dad, even though it's just a picture of the pool, even though she's just, someplace on vacation. We are making the assumption that this guy is with her because this guy is always with her. So I feel that the two of you are going to have this dynamic where, oh my God, you guys know that viral TikTok sound where it was like, you see her and you see me. When you see me, you see her. And when you see her, you see me. That's my best friend. I feel like that's the energy and that's the vibe. Like when you see pile number one, you see her soulmate. When you see her soulmate, you see pile number one. The two of you kind of move together in a unit. And now they're bringing to my mind from the movie Twilight. In the third movie, I believe it's the third movie, spoilers if you haven't seen it, Bella, who's the main character, she's a human for now, and Edward is a vampire. He's her number one love interest. By this time in the story, Edward and Bella are together, and Edward is going to eventually change Bella into a what was I going to say? Werewolf. Girl, a vampire. And before they do this change, Bella is going to travel to Florida to spend some time with her mother, because basically once she becomes a vampire, they're going to have to like fake her death and she can't be with their family, blah, 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 right? So Bella and Edward are down in Florida visiting with her mother. And in the scene, Bella and her mother are like sitting out like in the backyard on like lounge chairs, and Bella's mother is commenting on the relationship dynamic between Edward and Bella, where she's saying, your relationship is just very intense. You move, he moves. And Bella is like, is that a bad thing? And she's like, no, you're just like in love. So there's a certain level of intensity and like connection between the two of you in this relationship. Think about the song '03 Bonnie and Clyde. Like I was saying in the introduction of the video, this is the first collaboration between Jay-Z and Beyonce. Obviously the collaboration and the song was a really big hit, but so was their relationship. This was the song that confirmed their relationship, and now here we are all of these years later, and they have 3 children together, and they are very happily married for, you know, everything that we can see and what they communicate to us. So I feel like the two of you are going to have a very similar dynamic where, and this energy kind of came through in pile number 1 of a recent pick a card that I did a couple videos ago. So you might have also chosen that one. But I was basically saying like you and this person are going to be together for a very long time. Okay, Beyonce has a song. What's the song? Countdown. In the song Countdown, she says, all that gossiping, 10 years, stop it. She's saying in the song, which God came out like 10 years ago. In the song, she's saying there's gossip about their relationship and the nurture of their relationship and what goes on in their relationship. She's like, we've been together 10 years. It's been 10 years of nonstop people talking about this relationship and this connection. Just get over it at this point. You know what I mean? The relationship is solid. The relationship is secure. Just chill out on all of the bullshit, basically. So I feel like you guys are going to have a relationship like that in a lot of different ways. I'm getting that this is going to be a very public relationship where, again, like I said, when you see me, you see my soulmate. It's literally going to be a thing where you might go to an event and people are like, oh, where's your person? Oh, we always see you together. Or let's say you guys have like a mutual group of friends or something like that, and you're always with that person. And so when you go to a party and you show up, people are seeing you and they're like, oh, hey, like, where's your boyfriend? Hey, where's your husband? Hey, where's your guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had this experience, like, in middle school. You know, when you have like a really close, like, best friend and you guys are always around each other, you guys are always there. So when somebody sees you and they're like, oh, hey, where's such and such person? And you're like, oh my God, like, we are not together all of the time. I feel like that's the dynamic between the two of you guys, where you guys are always being seen together. You guys are always connecting, like, with each other in a very public way. You guys are constantly going to events together. Whether the event doesn't just feel like a party thing, the event also feels like business. Because think about it, this Bonnie and Clyde collaboration is business. Not only are these two people in the public eye confirming their relationship with one another, but they're also confirming their relationship with one another in a business way. It's making them money. So I feel that the relationship dynamic between the two of you, your Bonnie and Clyde energy and vibe, is that they're saying the couple that makes money together stays together. That's the energy and that's the vibe. There is a lot of mutual, like, financial growth and expansion and support that is happening in this connection. Oh my God. remember, go back to the fucking lyrics. He says, because mommy's a writer and I'm a roller. Put us together. How they gonna stop both of us? Whatever she lacks, I'm right over her shoulder. When I'm off track, mommy is keeping me focused. So let's lock this down like it's supposed to be. And he really did lock that down. They really did lock that relationship down. Here we are 20 years later, more than 20 years later, 23 years later. We're still having a conversation about this music. We're still having a conversation about this couple. Like, oh my God, iconic. So I feel like the two of you are going to have an iconic relationship. I feel like you guys are going to be very, oh my God, I do. I feel like you guys are going to have an iconic relationship. And I know that I kind of was already explaining that. If you didn't get it, pile number one, you guys are going to be very iconic together. But it's like, it just keeps getting deeper. And I feel like it's going to get to, okay, I've said that a million times. When they think of your person, they're going to think of you. If somebody says, hey, do you know Bonnie? People are like, Bonnie? But if you say, you know, Bonnie and Clyde, they're like, oh yeah, Bonnie and Clyde. I know Bonnie and Clyde. Or when you say, you know, Clyde, they're like, I mean, I could know a Clyde. And you're like, no, Clyde from Bonnie and Clyde. They're like, oh yeah. So people might be like, oh, you know, pile number one. They're like, pile number one. They're like, you know, pile number one, who's with pile number one soulmate. They're like, oh yes, pile number one. I know pile number one. So you guys are going to have a very tightly connected, like a united front to the world. Okay. You guys could even be, this is a little bit of a joke. Okay. This is a little bit of a joke, but you guys could be kind of like, you know, those couples on Facebook where they don't have individual Facebooks. They have one Facebook. And their Facebook picture is like a picture of the both of them. And then their name on Facebook is like both of their names. I'm not getting that. I don't think that it will be that like enmeshed. I don't think that it will be that intense, but like that's the energy and that's the vibe that you're giving. When I see one of you, I'm expecting to see the other one of you. Also, I have these amazing qualities. She has these amazing qualities. I have these amazing qualities. He has these amazing qualities. When we bring these amazing qualities together, we get something that is a next level kind of amazing that we can't even find the words to describe, right? Whatever she lacks, I take care of her. Whatever I lack, she takes care of me. So this relationship is really beautiful where you're going to find that your person has certain strengths that are your weaknesses and you have certain weaknesses that are your person's strengths. And so again, together, you're going to create things that are really, the word that they keep saying in my mind is like substantial. Like, I feel like, I know that I said at the beginning of this, when people think power couple, they think a couple who has a lot of money and has a lot of power, but that's not the dynamic that I'm tapping into. But when I get into pile number one's energy, they are talking about two people that come together and create an incredible amount of wealth together, right? There's another lyric in one of Jay-Z's songs, what's better than one billionaire? Two. And it's, you know, Beyonce saying two, especially when they're from the same hue as you. What's better than one billionaire? Two, especially when they're Black. You know what I mean? So I feel like you guys have that kind of energy where the two of you build amazing things independently, and then you come together and build amazing things together. This could literally be the two of you starting a business together, working on a business together. It doesn't have to be that. It could just be that you guys, like, your business flows into one another. You know what I mean? Like, think about Beyonce, some of Beyonce's most iconic songs. Jay-Z is a writer on the song. What's the song? Heated. I believe Heated. Jay-Z is credited as one of the writers on Heated. And for a long time on Twitter, there were so many jokes about Jay-Z being in the studio writing out the lyrics to heated because, of course, the song is about Beyonce being a boss ass bitch. So it's that kind of energy and vibe where the two of you are powerful by yourselves. Oh my God, what's the song? Is that song by Fabulous? I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Honey, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. So there's a grind that's happening here in your careers with your money and your finances. Your money and your finances explode when the two of you come together. Put us together. How are they going to stop both of us? They're like, this is a recipe for success. And then you also have to think about what Jay-Z and Beyonce have built together, right? You have Beyonce with her song where she's talking about my great great grandchildren are already rich. And then you have other people and other artists in the industry from similar generations. Who do you know that has staying power? Like Beyonce has staying power. No fucking body. We have artists that are iconic, but do we have artists that are dropping hits and amazing songs that are going viral, decades and decades into their career? Not exactly. Do we have a lot of rappers who are coming out in the 99 and the 2000s and that are building the success, not just in the music industry, being a pioneer in the entertainment industry, and also establishing the business deals that Jay-Z has been able to establish in his life? They're saying, like, together, the two of you are going to have a very diversified portfolio. I'm seeing like an octopus. Like, your hands are going to be in so many different pots. When you think about Beyonce and you think about Jay-Z, there's a million different fucking things. You have Douce, you have Sacred hair care products, you have obviously the music, you have their own production companies, you have, everything that they've created. What is the name of Beyonce's whiskey? I can't remember it, but you understand what I'm saying. There are so many different pots that these people have their hands in, and I feel like that's what you're going to be as a couple. You're going to come together, you're going to have similar interests, but you're also going to have like interests that are different from one another. And so I just see the two of you dominating in multiple different industries, in multiple different fields. And so there's this energy of being incredibly iconic and well respected, the both of you, in a very mutual way. You know what I mean? Like, if you go in certain circles, and you might be around men who prefer to listen to rap music, they might have a really strong respect for Jay-Z, and they know of Beyonce because they have that strong respect for Jay-Z, and obviously Jay-Z raps about being in a relationship with Beyonce. So Beyonce is exposed to that audience, and more people know of Beyonce because of their connection with Jay-Z. And then you have other people who maybe like to listen to pop, or maybe they like to listen to house, or maybe they like to listen to country because my queen loves to play around with the different genres, right? You have this woman who has her hands in all of these different genres and energies, and maybe through Beyonce, you are introduced to Jay-Z. And so there's like this mutual exchange and energy of like the two of you having fans and admirers, clients and customers that are crossing back and forth between the two of you. Okay, this is very much giving some sort of empire. This is very much giving some sort of legacy. Okay, and he says, only time we don't speak is during Sex in the City. She gets Carrie fever, but as soon as the show's over, she's right back to being my soldier. So it's like, this is a couple that is constantly connecting with each other, in constant communication with each other, constantly being around each other. What do I mean by that? I mean, I don't think that it has to be a codependent thing, like you seriously are never by yourself, or, you know, one of those weird things where like you have a boyfriend and then you go to hang out with your friends, but then like your boyfriend is there, and then everybody is like, who the fuck is Todd and why is he here right now? You know, I don't think that it's that kind of thing. I don't think that it's something that feels inappropriate or something where the two of you feel like you lack boundaries. But I do think that there's a consistency in your relationship, and there's this consistent like moment of communication. Like I've seen a video online of, it was like a guy, it was like a group of guys, right? And they like are on like a guy's trip, okay? And one of the guys, I don't remember how they got video of this, but at some point of the trip, all of the guys are like not leaving, but like going outside or going to their room or going someplace else because they are having a conversation with their wives or with their girlfriends. You know what I mean? It's having a relationship dynamic where there's constant communication, having a relationship and dynamic where the two of you are together more often than not. If one of you is traveling to Europe for business, if the other one isn't traveling with you to Europe, they're probably going to go and visit Europe at some point for a small duration of that time. You know what I'm saying? Think about, the Beyonce and Jay-Z. I don't remember what song this is, but basically he's saying how Blue Ivy was conceived while they were both in Paris, and the next day after oh my God. Okay, so this is kind of embarrassing. So basically Jay-Z and Beyonce were out in Paris, and they were obviously, you know, when a mommy and daddy love each other very much, you know what I mean? Like they were doing their own private thing, and there's pictures, there's paparazzi pictures of that time. And, I'm sorry, I'm not mature enough to talk about this. There's paparazzi pictures of this time, and let's just say the paparazzi should have been taking pictures of Jay-Z from like the waistband up. You know what I mean? So it's like you have those pictures, and then the next day in Paris, Beyonce is taking pictures for a photo shoot for an album that she's doing. And, you know, there is a little, I think it's a zygote that we would later know to be Blue Ivy, who is in those pictures. And we know that because Jay-Z talked about it in a rap song. So I feel like the two of you are constantly in connection with each other, constantly being with each other. That is your Bonnie and Clyde energy and vibe. I need to be with my husband every single day. Oh my God. You know, they have those, there was like a fan edit on TikTok of Beyonce. If you go to my TikTok and you go through my reposts, I repost a lot of stuff, so you might have to scroll for a little bit, but I think I reposted that one. And it's basically a whole bunch of different clips of Beyonce just saying like, you know, like the most viral one where she's like, I am off to see my husband. I'm happy. I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like that is gonna be your energy and your vibe. When the two of you guys aren't together and the two of you guys are apart, there's like a longing for each other and a desire to be with each other and a desire to be connected with each other and the desire to sleep in the same bed as each other. So your Bonnie and Clyde vibe is that you guys are inseparable. You guys want to be connected with each other. You guys feel incredibly inspired when the two of you come together, and when the two of you are apart, you want to be together, and you guys make incredible money and business moves together. There's an energy of reliance. Towards the beginning, middle of the verse, he says, I've got my thoroughest girl with me. I'm mashing the gas. She's grabbing the wheel. It's trippy how hard she rides with me. What that means is he has, in this metaphor, in the scene that he's painting, he's behind the driver's seat of the car. His foot is on the gas, which accelerates the car for it to move. And her hand is on the wheel. So she's controlling the direction of the car. And it's such a beautiful metaphor. It paints such a beautiful picture for a relationship where there's like a mutual trust and dedication and an interdependence is how I would describe this. Your Bonnie and Clyde relationship dynamic is that the two of you are very interdependent on one another. Okay, the two of you guys move in sync. The two of you guys consult one another when you're making big moves and choices and decisions. Okay, you guys, we could talk about this forever. I didn't even pull any cards, but the messages were coming through so strongly. So I hope that you are loving this. And if you are claiming this, give me some money signs, give me some money emojis in the comment section so that I know that you're pile number one, so that I know that you are claiming this reading, and so that I can respond back and I can claim that energy for you, because who the hell does not want to be in a super powerful, abundant connection and relationship with someone who they trust and they love and they depend on? This was such beautiful energy. And before we move on to pile number two, okay, I'm checking to make sure there's no chats. I don't see any other chats except for Amani, who says yes. I don't know what you're saying yes to, but I love it. And let's move on to pile number two. Hello, my loves. Welcome to pile number two. In today's reading, we are tapping into your Bonnie and Clyde energy and dynamic as a power couple. What is your love like and your devotion like, and how the two of you protect one another? Like, I could have gone on for hours and hours and hours for pile number one. Like, I'm still getting messages for pile number one, but we're in pile number two now. So I'm just gonna release that energy, connecting with the vibe and the energy of pile number two, their angels, their guides, their ancestors, and their soulmate, their person. And let me find your picture and let's get into this. So if you want to understand all of the motivations behind this reading and the inspirations, just go back and watch the first 3 minutes of the video. We're talking Beyonce, we're talking Jay-Z, we're talking On the Run tour, we're talking not necessarily Cowboy Carter, but like we're talking about the history of these people and their iconic relationship. And it all started with that '03 Bonnie and Clyde Hove and B moment. So I have selected a section of this relationship, a verse, a lyric that is going to embody and going to inspire us and going to serve as the foundation of this reading. So the verse for you, pile number two, is verse 2 of the song '03 Bonnie and Clyde by Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now, pile number two, this is messy. Pile number two, your pile is messy. Not messy like your relationship is going to be messy, but your pile is messy. Like, this is a little bit of drama, okay? This is a little bit of gossip. This is a little bit of tea, okay? You know what I'm saying? So get comfortable, get your snacks, get some tea if you feel it. If it's not too hot, maybe you get some iced tea. You know what I'm saying? Kick your feet up. Get yourself in a position where you can kick your feet up in the air a little bit. Because this is so juicy. So not only do I have your verse, but there's actually a couple other songs that have already come through for number two. So let's start off with verse 2. In verse 2, Jay-Z is rapping. He says, "The problem is you dudes treat the one that you lovin' with the same respect that you treat the one that you humpin'. That ain't about nothing. If ever you mad about something, it won't be that. Oh no, it won't be that. I don't be at places where we comfy at with no biatch," which is hilarious. "Oh no, you won't see that. And no, I ain't perfect. Nobody walking this earth's surface is, but girlfriend, work with the kid. I keep you working that Hermes, Birkin bag, Manolo Blahnik Timbs, aviator lens, 600 drops, Mercedes Benz, the only time you wear Burberry to swim, and I don't have to worry. Only worry is him. She'd do anything necessary for him, and I do anything necessary for her. So don't let the necessary occur. Yup. I fucking love this song. I'm sorry for screaming in your ear. Okay. So not only is this relevant, but also the explanation. So I was looking up the lyrics on Genius so that I could just have it printed out so that I could read it for you. And so one of the comments on the Genius is referencing another song. So Jay-Z has a song, and the song is titled Ignorant Shit. There's a million versions of the song Ignorant Shit. I had to search around to find the one that is being referenced in this article. And so this is one of the original versions of the song Ignorant Shit by Jay-Z. And in the song, he says, I heard they love it when I'm hard on hoes. I cannot remember the cadence of the song. I've only listened to it a couple of times. So I'm, just gonna do the best that I can with what I got, Okay, so he says, I heard they love it when I'm hard on hoes. Said a G don't give a bitch no keys or security codes. I agree. My lady ain't no bitch. Oh my God, this is so hard to read. She gets whatever I own. So when you see her, understand that's me. Understand I'm still the same old G. I know the difference between a bitch and a B. Now, this was very hard for me to tap into because, I hate the conversation. This is where it gets messy. I hate the conversation and I hate the dynamic that some women should be treated unfairly. I hate the conversation that some women should be treated without respect or without dignity. And so that it has to be, I have to say that. I have to put that disclaimer. I do not wish for any woman to be treated with little to no respect. And with that being said, pile number 2, I feel like your person in your relationship, there's going to be a lot of people who are looking at your relationship and they're seeing the way that your person treats you and the way that your person, the way that your guy, the way that your soulmate, the way that your boyfriend, mind you, the song is Bonnie and Clyde. All I need in this life is sin is me and my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend down to ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend. They're only boyfriend, girlfriend. They're only boyfriend, girlfriend at this point in the relationship. This is important because you could have a person who has not been in many relationships, but he has gotten around. Word to Tupac. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like this is somebody who has been in situationships. This is somebody who has had friends with benefits. This is somebody who has had talking stages. This is somebody who has had all of the stupid fucking things that we title relationships that are not mutually exclusive boyfriend, girlfriend, thingy, majiggies. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that this person, even with past girlfriends, see, this is the part where it hurts. The way that this man is going to treat you, I mean, it shouldn't hurt for you, but it just hurts for me. As a woman who loves women, but for you, this is a very good thing. This man is going to treat you in an amazing way that he does not treat anybody else. He's going to show up for you and he's going to give to you in a way that he does not give to anyone else. So let's go back to the verse. So he says, you dudes treat the one that you lovin' with the same respect that you treat the one that you humping. That's a problem. He starts the verse saying the problem is. So he's saying in this verse, there is a difference. There's a difference between he treats the woman that he loves and how he treats the woman that he is just having, with. I'd like for this video to stay monetized. He says, I wouldn't be at places where we're comfy at with no biatch, which basically what he's saying is the places that Beyonce and I go, the places that my girlfriend and I go, where we're comfy, maybe my home, maybe a place that we frequent, you know, I won't be in those places with another woman, with someone that I don't take seriously. You won't see that. Meaning that is impossible. Meaning I would never do that. So there's a certain level of respect that Jay-Z is professing to the world that he has for Beyonce, but he does not have for the women that he refers to as bitches and tricks. I hate the language, but I understand this is the world that we live in, unfortunately. So what I'm saying is, panel number 2, your Bonnie and Clyde energy, the biggest thing, there's more stuff coming, but one of the biggest things coming through is that your person is going to have exes, ex-situationships, ex-girlfriends, ex-whatevers, and they're going to be looking at your fucking relationship dynamic, and they're going to be like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? I had a friend years ago. We're not friends anymore. But I had a friend years ago. And she had a situationship. She was in this back and forth, off and on thing with this guy for years. Nothing wrong with that. Not a crime. Not judging her. Not judging him. This is just what happened. So she's in a back and forth, on and off relationship with this guy. They break up completely. The relationship is done. The relationship is over. After they break up, he gets into another relationship with another woman. Boom, engaged. Boom, married. Sick shit. Sick. Except you're the woman that's getting engaged to. You're the woman that's getting married. I really should be happier. Like, this is really good. Your feet, I hope you're kicking your feet. You're not a bitch, you're a B, pile number 2. You know, like, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because we never want to put another woman down, and we never want to relish in another woman's misfortune. But also, you know, sorry to that lady. In the song, he says, I keep you working that Hermes Birkin bag, which is an incredibly expensive bag. Manolo Blahnik Thames, which is a designer shoe. Thames, because he's from New York. Aviator lens, 600 drops, Mercedes Benz. The only time you wear Burberry to swim. It's very funny because Burberry is a luxury brand, and he's saying the only time you wear Burberry is to swim, meaning you don't care about this Burberry. It's one of those Jay-Z has another song where he says money ain't a thing, right? It's this idea and concept of I have so much money, I have so much abundance, even the clothes that I don't give a damn about are still luxury. Even the clothes that I give to you, that it's okay if it gets dirty. It's okay if it gets ruined. We know we're not trying to keep this super polished and in pristine condition. It's still expensive. So this person, your Bonnie and Clyde energy, is that this person is going to give you so many gifts. This person is going to give you so much fucking money. Mind you, in the song, Ignorant Shit, we're having a conversation. If you go and listen to the entire song, Ignorant Shit, you can look up the original version. You'll have to look up those lyrics. But in the song, he's basically saying trick, referring to a woman who doesn't want him for him. She wants him for his money. He's referring to her and he's basically saying, get off me. You can't get anything off me. You can't get anything from me. And so that takes us to our third song that came up just while I was tapping into your energy. See, I knew this was going to be juicy, pile number 2. So the other song that was coming to my mind as I was getting through the lyrics and I was tapping through and they're guiding me is the song Excuse Me Miss by Jay-Z. Mind you, the song Excuse Me Miss by Jay-Z is also on the same album as '03 Bonnie and Clyde. It's the album The Blueprint. I believe it's The Blueprint, or it could just be Blueprint by Jay-Z. But in the song, Excuse Me Miss, he says, I'm about to give you all the keys and security codes. I'm going to show you where all of the money is and blah, 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 right? And in the song, Pharrell, because I was looking at the lyrics to it, in the song, when Pharrell is singing, he's saying, you're so contagious, I can't take it, have my baby, let's just make it. First of all, I had no idea what the fuck Pharrell was saying in that song. I've just been muttering along to it my entire life. I didn't know Pharrell was saying words. I thought he was just scatting. I don't know. I'm sorry, that's insane. I thought Pharrell was just... I thought Pharrell was scatting on this song. I don't know, girl. I had no idea what the hell he was saying. Allegedly, apparently, according to the lyricists online, he's saying, you're so contagious, I can't take it, have my baby, let's just make it. So, we're putting all 3 of these songs together so that we can get the energy and we can get the vibe of your Bonnie and Clyde dynamic in this relationship. The conversation is about this man's resources. The conversation in Jay-Z and all of these songs is he's basically saying, I don't give to these hoes. I treat women not kind. I give them nothing. I can't say make love to them because I don't make love to them. I do what? See, the problem is I'm romantic because when I don't want to say sex, I say make love, but that doesn't work in this case. What's another word that we could use? Let's just say like do them, okay? I do these women and then I discard these women. Okay, what's the song? What's the song? Hold on, it's actual lyrics from Excuse Me Miss. I do have it pulled up because I am prepared. He says, hold on, I'm looking at it. I'm finding it. Okay. He says, in the rap, he says, everybody's like, he's no item. Please don't like him. He don't wife him. He one nights him. Now she don't like him, but she's never met him. Groupies try to take advantage of him. He won't let him. He don't need him. So he treats him like he treats him. Better them than me. She don't agree with him. She's mad at that. He's not having that. So those opposites attract like magnets. Then he goes on to say, she sees more than the Benz wagon, the friends tagging along with a flashy nigga bragging on the song. She gets a glimpse of Sean and she likes that. Mind you, Sean is Jay-Z's government name. She gets a glimpse of Sean and she likes that. He two-ways her, so she writes back, smiley faces after all of her phrases. Either she the one or I'm caught in the matrix. But fuck it, let the fish burn. Red or green pill. You live and you learn. Come on, excuse me. Damn. Okay, sorry. We don't have time. We don't have time to sing the whole song. Focus, divas. We must stay focused. So basically, in the song, what he's talking about and what he's saying is he feels, or he probably accurately was, surrounded by women who did not want Sean Carter. They wanted Jay-Z, the incredibly successful, popular, millionaire, successful rapper, amazing looking guy, right? So he feels that he's connecting with women who are just trying to take advantage of him. And so his thought process is better them get hurt than me get hurt by opening up and being vulnerable and giving my heart to them, but they don't really care about me. They just care about my money. So I'm not going to give them anything. I'm not going to give them any of my money. I'm going to use them to get what I want from them. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to give them shit for me, because I want to win in this scenario. So Beyonce, the woman that we assume he's speaking of in this song, is like, I don't like that. I don't like how you're treating women. I don't like your reputation for how you treat women. And so the conversation, as you move throughout the song, he says, love, let's go half on a son. I know my past ain't one you can easily get past, but that chapter is done. But I'm done reading for now. Remember Spade's face up. You can believe him for now. But Ma, you got a for serious role. I'm about to give you all the keys and security codes. About to show you where the cheese, let you know I ain't playing. But before I jump out the window, what's your name? Which is just very funny and Sagittarian, but we don't have time to talk about all of the reasons why I love this song. What we're discussing here is your relationship dynamic and how you have a connection with this man where he is showing up in a relationship with you and he is communicating to you with his actions that he is serious about you. He is showing up in this relationship with you and he is communicating to you with his actions that he wants to be with you, that he wants something long-term with you. You are so contagious. He cannot take it. Have his baby. Let's just make it. You know what I mean? So that's the energy. And that's the vibe. So between the two of you, there's a lot of people that are looking at you guys. There's a lot of people from this person's past that are observing you guys. And they're just like, what the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? Because I knew him in XYZ other day, and he never treated me like this. He was never this loving to me. He never wrote a rap song about me. He never said that to me. He never posted me on his Instagram, like he never took me here. He never did this. He never bought me that. So I feel like your Bonnie and Clyde energy in this conversation, he's talking about financial intimacy. Now we have to remember, I don't have time to look up Jay-Z's birth chart, so we're just going to have to pray that I'm correct and I'm remembering properly. But I believe that Jay-Z has Venus in the sign of Scorpio. Venus is our love, how we love, our love language. And Scorpio is our money and our resources, its intensity and all of that stuff, right? It's a lot of other things, but for the intents and purposes of this, it's money and shared resources. When we're talking about Scorpio, we're talking about eighth house energy. We're talking about shared resources. We're talking about things that we inherit. We're talking about things that we receive. So when you're connecting with a man in a sensual, let's just do it kind of way, you're probably connecting with his Mars energy. Just because you're connecting with a man in his Mars energy does not mean that you're connecting with that man in his Venus energy. Does not mean that you're connecting with that man in his moon energy. Moon energy in a man's chart is what does he need in a wife or a girlfriend to be emotionally fulfilled. Venus energy is what does he need to be fulfilled in a relationship. So in a natal chart, if a man's moon is square his Venus, then you might see a guy who cheats around a little bit because there's a conflict between what he needs emotionally from a woman and also what he finds to be beautiful in a woman, what he's attracted to in a woman, and all of that different stuff, right? So if we're looking at Beyonce and Jay-Z's natal charts, Beyonce's moon, which represents our femininity, and it's a really strong connection to our womanhood because we talk about like moon cycles and periods, and Venus is also the same, but Beyonce's moon is in Scorpio and Jay-Z's Venus is in Scorpio. So what he is looking for in a long-term partnership through Venus is very much connected to Beyonce and her femininity and her womanhood and who she is as a woman because her moon is in Scorpio there. So astrologically, we see a really strong compatibility between the two of them. And because it's in the sign of Scorpio, we are having a conversation about money. We are having a conversation about shared resources. And so in his rap, he's telling us, I like this woman so much. I feel such a deep, strong connection with this woman. I'm going to be financially open and intimate and incredibly generous with this woman. What do we know about the sign of Scorpio, just overall and in general? When you Google Scorpio, the first thing that it's going to say is mysterious, right? Scorpio is all about secrets. And so in this rap, in this song, Excuse Me, Miss, he's talking about financial intimacy, which intimacy I like to break it down as intimacy. It's vulnerability. It's being open. It's being exposed. These are things that scorpionic energies do not like to do very often. So there's a weight here. We see a man when we're looking through Jay-Z's, is it discography? Discography? When you're looking through his catalog, when you're looking through his music, he's showing up. He's saying, I don't love these ladies. I don't treat these ladies well. I do these ladies and then I dismiss these ladies, right? And now there is this switch on the album, The Blueprint. I believe it's '03 Bonnie and Clyde. And then Excuse Me, Miss is the song that's right after, right? So in his song, in that history, we have this guy who is, I love him and leave him. And then suddenly he's like, and I want to give you everything that I have right now. I like you a lot. Suddenly, I do feel an inclination towards vulnerability and being open and being connected. And everything that I own, you can own. So this is really big and it's really weighted. Your Bonnie and Clyde energy, this is going to be a really big deal for the two of you, okay? Because the emphasis over and over and over again throughout this reading is this guy does not do this. You know how they say, like, usually I don't do this, but they do it all the time? No, this is not one of those cases. This guy, when he says, usually I don't do this, he means I really don't do this. He means I seriously don't do this. He means I've never done this before. So there's a certain level of vulnerability and trust and intimacy and closeness that you are getting from this man that no other woman on planet Earth has ever gotten. And they have tried. And that's why it's a little bit juicy. It's a little bit silly. It's a little bit goofy. It's a little bit, yeah. I feel like it's so interesting, the intimacy between the two of you. We're going to talk more about this in pile number 3, but it's coming through a little bit here. The intimacy between the two of you, it's just girlfriend, boyfriend. '03, Bonnie and Clyde, Hove and B. It's just boyfriend, girlfriend. They're not even married yet. So I feel like your Bonnie and Clyde energy is that there's a lot of intimacy and this man is taking care of you and this man is claiming you in a way because they're showing me responsibility, right? He says in the song, Ignorant Shit, he says, My lady ain't no bitch. She gets whatever I own. So when you see her, understand that's me. I'm still the same old G. I'm still me. I still have boundaries. I still hold my same principles that I wouldn't let women take advantage of me. But this is not a woman who was looking to take advantage of me. This is a Beyonce. In the song, Excuse Me, Miss, he says, I don't need them, so I treat them like I treat them. We can infer, based on everything that we've just discussed, that his perception of Beyonce is that she's a woman that he needs. And because she's a woman that he needs, there is a different protocol. There is a different way of being. There's a different way of showing up. There's a different way of loving. There's a different way of caring. There's a different way of giving. There's a different level of generosity. And the other girls wouldn't understand. And I do feel that the other girls are going to be very upset. Your Bonnie and Clyde energy is that this man is going to take care of you. Okay, we're almost done with the reading. Let's take it to the end of the verse. We're going to close it out. He says, I don't have to worry. Only worry is him. She do anything necessary for him, and I do anything necessary for her, so don't let the necessary occur. Yup. That's my favorite part of the song. Okay, it's not my favorite part of the song, but I really like the way that he says that. That just like does a really nice thing in my brain. Anyway, okay. He sees you, or he will see you, right? Maybe you don't know who this person is, you're tapping in, whatever. This guy, your soulmate, your husband, your boyfriend, will see you as a woman that he needs, who has such an intense kind of loyalty to him. And so there's a deep level of trust between the two of you. Because think about your money, right? He says, I'm going to give you the keys. I'm going to give you the security codes. What does that mean? That means, let's say we're having a discussion about a house. Let's say we're having a discussion about a security deposit box. You know what I mean? He puts your name on the account. That means if you wanted to, you could get a whole bunch of guys and use those same keys and security codes and go into his house and completely fucking rob him. You know his schedule. You have the keys to his home. You have his address. You have the security codes. You can walk into that place and you can take every single thing that he owns. If you have access, he says in the song, I'm going to show you where the cheese is. If you have access to all of his money, we're kind of being a little bit hyperbolic here, but follow me. Let's say you have access to all of his money in the world. And these are the things that you do. Maybe not boyfriend and girlfriend, but when you're married, and if something happens to him and different things like that, right? That's why Libra is relationships and Scorpio is the thing that happens after those relationships. The depth and the intimacy and the intertwining and entanglement of two different lives together. It's very serious and also very potentially dangerous because you can walk into the bank and you can drain all of his accounts. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can walk into his home and you can steal all of his valuables. In the song, he says, I'm going to show you where the safe is. I'm going to tell you everything. This is everything that I'm hiding. These are all of the points of vulnerability because it's metaphor. So sure, we could be talking about finances, but we're also talking about emotions. What is Scorpio? Scorpio is a water sign. whenever we're dealing with water, we're dealing with feelings, we're dealing with emotions. So we're having a conversation metaphorically about these are all of my vulnerabilities. These are all of the potential things that people can use to hurt me very, very badly. And I am going to give you access to all of the things that can hurt me very, very badly because I like you a lot. Because I love you deeply, right? So your Bonnie and Clyde energy is that the two of you are going to have this intimacy and closeness that he has never had with another person, or he has never had with another woman, at least. So the way that this man is going to love you so loudly, because they keep showing me this is a rap on Jay-Z's album. And not only is it this rap with Beyonce on what the hell is the damn song? Oh, 03 Bonnie and Clyde. But then we also have the rap Excuse Me Miss. And then we also have so many other songs. Like, how many songs throughout Jay-Z's career have been about Beyonce and about his relationship with Beyonce? So this man, your Bonnie and Clyde energy, is that this man is going to love you so much and so much about him and his life and his it could be career, but I want to say like reputation is going to be tied and connected to you. So like, for example, when you go on somebody's Instagram and they have pictures of them and their girlfriend, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a dynamic like that where people know that the two of you are together, but it's not just that people know that the two of you are together, it's that the two of you are together very publicly, and this person is very expressive of their love to you. So you know how sometimes, let's just be messy for a little bit, you know how sometimes guys will post like their girlfriend and they'll be like, love this girl. And that's it. That's the caption. Love you. Love being with you. Here's to many more years together. Bless up. I'm sorry, that was hard for me. I don't really, that was a challenge for me to come up with that. You know, and it's like, oh, like, that's very sweet. Like, you know, it's not that. It's not going to be that. You know, this man is going to post you on his Instagram and it's going to be a 500-word essay about this woman who has changed my life. There's a woman who I love. There's a woman who is my everything. This woman who makes me feel emotions that I didn't know existed. Because we're having a lot of conversations about Scorpio. And wherever you have Scorpio, you have intensity and you have drama and you have obsession. And not the same drama as you would have with Leo, but it is kind of fucking dramatic because in the song, he's saying, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing that for you. I love you. I'm showering you with all of these gifts. But mind you, they're just girlfriend, boyfriend. What is going on? It's just girlfriend, boyfriend. Like, it's not that serious, but it is that serious. With Scorpio energy, it is that serious, right? Because Scorpio is known for being incredibly intense and that kind of black and white thinking, and it's all in or it's all out. So your Bonnie and Clyde energy is that this man is very much all in the relationship and in the connection with you. The world knows it. He talks about it all of the time, and he's very expressive of that. He's also very expressive of that to you. Obviously, he's buying you the gifts. He's not buying the gifts and then posting the picture on Instagram and then taking it back. Like, you are being showered with love and affection. I feel like this person's love language is physical touch. And I feel like you guys, this is a lot of PDA. Okay, public displays of affection. Exactly. And that's what I told her. Yes, this is a lot of PDA. Whether the public display of affection is he writes you such a loving caption for a social media post, or the public display of affection is he buys you a very beautiful diamond ring, or the public display of affection is everywhere you go, he's always like kissing your forehead, or kissing your nose, or kissing your cheeks, or kissing your chin, or also kissing you on the lips, or also kissing your shoulders. You're always holding hands. He's always kissing your hands. You guys don't just sit next to each other. You guys are constantly in physical contact. Like, oh my God, I just unlocked a memory that I wish that I wish I didn't. When I was in high school, there was a guy who, let's not even talk about it. When I was in high school, there was a guy, and we would be in class together. And when we would be in class together, we would be constantly like having physical contact with one another. And I couldn't explain to you why. I don't remember how it started, but I would just always have my leg draped over his leg. This was in drama class, which kind of is like the only place where that would make sense, even though that doesn't make sense at all. What are you doing? That little girl is a child. Anyway, we don't have time. We don't have time to go there. Anyway, it was nothing inappropriate. It was nothing more than that. It was just constant physical touch between us, constant, physical contact. Mind you, he was never my boyfriend. Mind you, oh my God, that relationship was terrible. Anyway, let's not discuss it anymore. That's not the vibe that I'm getting between you guys. The toxic relationship that I had when I was in high school. The vibe that I'm getting between the two of you is very romantic, very loving, public displays of affection all of the time. Okay, the world is going to know that this man loves you down. You and this man go together really fucking badly. Okay, and remember, this song, '03 Bonnie and Clyde, this is the first song that Beyonce and Jay-Z released together. It is the song that confirms their relationship for the first time. So right off the bat, when they're confirming their relationship to the public, it's very committed. It's very committed. So I feel that when the two of you, when your relationship becomes public, it's going to be a very committed thing. And people are going to be like, whoa, this is a side of pile number two's soulmate that I have never seen before. I am so shocked. I am so confused. I do not understand what is going on. Okay, because remember what we talked about at the beginning. This is somebody who, at the beginning of his career, I do women and I discard women. And suddenly, I'm giving you the keys and the security codes? This is a very drastic change and switch. And who could have ever guessed that that would be happening? Question mark, exclamation mark. I have no idea what is going on right now. I'm confused. Yeah. So that's your energy. This man is incredibly loyal to you. Okay? I feel like he's very strict. Because in the verse he says, places that where we're comfy at with no biatch. Oh no, you won't see that. Meaning I won't be anywhere with another woman. So your Bonnie and Clyde energy, it's going to be incredibly obvious that this man is all about you, that this man is deeply and completely in love with you, that this man is obsessed with you, and that he only has eyes for you. What do you mean another woman? I don't understand. What do you mean be seduced by another woman. And I feel that you guys will have moments in your relationship where women try to seduce your husband, women try to seduce your boyfriend because he's wealthy and probably handsome. Jay-Z is handsome. You know what I mean? So your husband is very desirable. And with the way that he loves you, what woman wouldn't want to be treated that way? What woman wouldn't want to experience that? And so some women who maybe didn't deal with your person before see the way that he treats you and are thinking, I want that guy, but he does not treat every woman in this way. Do you know what I'm saying? And also, he is not seeing them in that way. He's not perceiving them in that way. He's not interested in being with them in that way. So, your Bonnie and Clyde energy, your person is incredibly loyal. Your person does not see anybody else. Your person does not think about anybody else. Your person does not want anybody else. And also, this reading was way too fucking long, but I had a good time doing it. So, give me some red heart emojis if you stayed throughout the entire reading and you're claiming this so that I can respond back to your comment and I can claim it for you and we can just keep this good energy going. I loved this so much, and now I'm going to check the live chat to see if there's any comments, and if not, we will move on to pile number 3. Hi, Melanin Walls. How are you, Bookie? You're in your live streaming bag, girl. Thank you. You know, I'm doing my best. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to be on here every single fucking day. I need to get on my Zoom at 10 every single day. And that's where I am right now. I'm on my Zoom today at 10. I'm going to go live again to do my journaling and do readings later on today, because I need to be locked the fuck in, period, point blank. So yes, thank you for acknowledging that. And also, Melanin Wall says, this person is going to give you so much money. Girl, yes, this is my pile, period. I'm claiming it for you. Okay, love you lots. And now let's move on to pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3. First of all, girl, I did not plan for this to be a 30-minute, 45-minute reading per pile type of dealio, but here we are, girl. Here we are. I'm having a blast doing these readings, tapping into these energies. Welcome to your reading, by the way. We're tapping into your Bonnie and Clyde relationship dynamic. What does the loyalty and the protection energy look and feel like in your relationship? How will the two of you be in that ride or die vibe in your partnership? Okay. Your pile is also really, really good. So for all of the piles, I have not picked cards because the messages are just coming through so fucking clearly. And I love when that happens. Okay. So if you want to get the rundown on the inspirations, the Bonnie and Clyde, the on the run, the go watch the first 3 minutes of the video, okay? And if you want to just jump straight into it, let's begin. So, this video is inspired by the song '03 Bonnie and Clyde by Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I chose verses, or I chose sections of the song for each of the piles, and that is serving as the foundation for the reading. So we're going to start off with your song. So your section of the song comes from the bridge. This is Beyonce's part. First of all, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, I know what you are. I know that you're a crash out. I know that you're crazy about your man. I know that. I know that just from the fucking picture that you chose. I know that from just tapping into the energy. So we're at the beginning of pile number 3. If you're not crazy, not even a little bit, not even a little bit clinical, this is not your pile. If you would not burn down this entire world over your husband, this is not your pile. Because you chose the picture where Beyonce is standing there with a gun in her hand. I'm just letting you know right here and right now that this pile is for the women who will crash out over theirs. Okay? And they're literally, oh my God, this is a little bit silly. Okay? The universe, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors are being a little bit cheeky with us, but they're showing us that the movie Obsessed, where Beyonce was in it with Idris Elba, and she was married to Idris Elba, and there was this white woman who was obsessed with Idris Elba and who like was trying to like steal Idris Elba from Beyonce. And there's a scene in the movie where Beyonce and the white woman are fighting, and Beyonce is like whooping her ass. You know what I mean? So if you can't relate to that, this is not your pile. Pick another one or watch another video, Bookie. Okay? Okay. So let's get to the song. Yours is the bridge of the song, '03, Bonnie and Clyde by Beyonce and Jay-Z. So in the bridge, Beyonce says, if I was your girlfriend, I'd be there for you. If somebody hurts you, even if that somebody was me. Sometimes I trip on how happy we could be. She says, and so I put this on my life. Nobody or nothing will ever come between us. She says, and I promise I'll give my life, my love, and my trust if you was my boyfriend. Put this on my life, the air that I breathe in, all that I believe in. I promise I'll give my life, my love, and my trust if you was my boyfriend. First of all, Beyonce, that's insane. Mind you, this is boyfriend, girlfriend. This is not husband and wife. This is boyfriend, girlfriend. She said, I will give my life, my love, and my trust if you were my boyfriend. Beyonce, that is insane. And also, that resonates with me. If this bridge is crazy, if this is insanity, I need to be locked up in a padded cell next to Beyonce. Because you know what? I get it. I understand it. Let's discuss. Okay. On a serious note, Beyonce, I mean my pal number 3. So, same thing. They're synonyms at this point. In the song, she says, if I was your girlfriend, I'd be there for you if somebody hurt you, even if that somebody was me. So your Bonnie and Clyde dynamic is one that is very nurturing. You guys could have chosen multiple piles, which I love, because it's almost as if pile number 3 and pile number 2 just kind of got split up. Because pile number 2 was talking about like the guy's perspective and how he shows up, but then pile number 3 is kind of talking more about the girl's perspective and how she shows up. But we're going to touch even more on the pile number 2 part because we didn't talk enough about the I do anything necessary for her, so don't let the necessary occur, okay? All right, focus. Give the messages. Okay. There's a video online of 50 Cent, the rapper. And in the video, he's talking about something that happened with 50 Cent, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. So at some point back in the day, 50 Cent and Jay-Z had some beef, okay? They were going back and forth, talking spicy to one another, not in a sensual way, but you know, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. I don't know what was going on, okay? I don't know what the beef was exactly. But Jay-Z and 50 Cent were having a moment. So 50 Cent sees Jay-Z and Beyonce out in a public place, and Beyonce says she Oh my God, please. Story, mouth, please work. 50 Cent says he sees Jay-Z and Beyonce together. Beyonce sees 50 Cent. Beyonce gets up and starts moving towards 50 Cent, like basically to cuss 50 Cent out, attack 50 Cent. I don't think it was like I don't think it would have been like a physical attack thingy, but basically Beyonce sees 50 Cent and she's like, oh, it's on site. Like, what the fuck is good, right? So in the story, 50 Cent is saying that Beyonce is like standing up and like it's very excited, you know, to see 50 Cent, excited in a negative way, like angry, like upset, like wanting to confront 50 Cent. And Jay-Z is sitting there and Jay-Z is laughing and he's basically like, Beyonce, like, please, like, chill. Like, Beyonce, chill. Like, it's okay. And in the video, 50 Cent is like, after that moment, he realized, he was like, that Bonnie and Clyde shit is for real. You guys have to look up the video if you don't know. Also, I don't know why the fuck my voice keeps squawking like that. That's okay. We're just gonna love me unconditionally anyway. But he's like, that Bonnie and Clyde shit is for real. So I feel like pile number 3, your Bonnie and Clyde dynamic is a real life Bonnie and Clyde dynamic where you are a real life crash out over your guy, over your husband, over your soulmates. She says, if I was your girlfriend, I would be there for you if somebody hurt you, even if that somebody was me. So there's a beautiful dynamic here where there's communication and there's care and there's mutual concern. They're showing me that TikTok viral sound that was like, it was like a guy and his baby in the mirror and he was like, this is my baby and ain't nobody finna touch him. You know? And I feel like that's your relationship dynamic. And I feel like the two of you will have this for each other, but this pile is leaning more towards the feminine. Yes, we will talk about the masculine, but this energy that's coming through the most strongly right now is the feminine energy, where you are like, if somebody does something to hurt your soulmate, to hurt your husband, to hurt your person, to hurt your guy, people are going to start dying tonight. Tonight. Oh my goodness. I feel like there is a level of devotion in this relationship that is a little bit insane. Just like we were talking about in pile number 2. This is 2 Scorpios. We cannot have a conversation about being a ride or die without having a conversation about Scorpio energy. Because that is the ride or die energy. You know anything about Scorpio energy, you know it's really big and serious on loyalty. And it's really big and serious on devotion because it's an obsessive energy. It's a really incredibly focused, potent energy. And so I feel that the two of you have this mutual obsession. And I also feel that the two of you feel like the other person is your baby. Do you understand what I'm saying? So not just the feminine energy anymore. This feels like the both of you. The two of you feel like the other person is their baby. It reminds me of the song, Don't Mess With My Man. If you know the song, it is a song that kind of has like 2 different parts. There's a guy part and there's a girl part. And it's a little bit about like cheating, like don't hit on my man, don't try to be with my man, right? She says, don't mess with my man. I'm going to be the one to, I don't know what the fuck she says. Something, 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 my man. So find your own and leave mine alone. Don't mess with my man. Or I'm going to be the one to, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck she says. But I know she says, here's a little advice for you. Find your own man. Girl, I'm warning you. If you touch my man, if you want my man, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself. And then the guy's like, player, I'm warning you. If you want my girl, I suggest that you look, but don't touch. Finally found a brother that was down for me. Don't mess with my man. Man, yes. Just go and listen to the song, because you'll get the vibe. Because that's really what I feel that your Bonnie and Clyde vibe is. It's you having this energy of this guy, like, even though he's a grown man and even though he can take care of himself. It's that song from Rihanna. What is that song? She says, I know you don't need my protection, but I'm in love. You can't blame me for, did she say checking or trying? I don't know. But that's the energy and that's the vibe. He's a grown up. He can take care of himself. He's a grown man. And still, he's your baby. This is my baby. And ain't nobody finna touch him. And I really do pity the fool that does something wrong or does something against your soulmate, your husband, your guy, because they're going to feel your wrath. Okay? When we think about Scorpio energy, we also think about anger, right? Whenever you're learning about astrology and learning about the signs, and people are like, if there's one placement that I would not want to piss off, it's a Scorpio, right? It's a Mars ruled energy that can be anger, and it's also passion. So, okay, the two of you are very passionate about each other. The two of you have a lot of passion for one another. I feel like a passionate energy in my loins. I feel a passionate energy in my bottom. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the two of you have a very strong, passionate energy for one another, because the two of you are passionate people, and the passion that you have for each other translates to having passion for other people outside of you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I love this man so deeply, and I love him so much, and I care about him so much, and in a way, his happiness is my happiness. Not like I need him to be happy so that I can be happy. Not in a codependent way, but like when he is happy, I am happy. So when you do something to fuck with my happiness, his happiness, I really want to wipe you off the face of the earth. You know what I mean? Like, it can get a little bit spooky ooky. Pile number 3. Things can get a little bit spooky ooky. Your Bonnie and Clyde energy is leaning more towards the dangerous. I feel like all 3 piles had a different kind of aspect of that Bonnie and Clyde, right? Pile number 1 had that Bonnie and Clyde, like being notorious and being well known. And pile number 2's Bonnie and Clyde energy was a little bit different. And pile number 3, your Bonnie and Clyde energy is that kind of dangerous, okay? Pile number 3 and her husband are dangerous. Pile number 3 and her boyfriend are dangerous. They are fucking dangerous. Please do not fuck with those people, okay? Please tread very lightly. Please be very cutesy, very mindful and very demure with pile number 3 and her husband, because she will tear you a new asshole over that man. Please, okay? And I feel like this is in everything. This is not just in relationships, like with other people. This is not a polyamorous situation, okay? This is a monogamous situation. This is a really serious monogamous situation. This is a really intense monogamous situation. I feel that the two of you are jealous people, okay? Jealous, possessive people. In the song, she says, I put this on my life. Nobody or nothing will ever come between us. I put this on my life. Nobody or nothing will ever come between us. So there's this mutual devotion and intensity that the idea of another person, the idea of another woman, the idea of another man, the idea of a third party, yikes. I would not want to be the person that tries to turn this line into a triangle. You know what I mean? Like, pile number 3, your relationship is really an A and B conversation, and everybody has to see their way out of it, or they will see your mutual combined fucking wrath. I feel like this is a couple and a relationship where there's just a really strong protective vibe. Okay, like Scorpio energy will go to war with you over the people and the things that they love, right? Their family, their loved ones, their life partner. These are things that you do not play with. These are things that you do not play around. You know what I mean? Money could also be one of those things for Scorpio. I've talked about this a lot on my platform over the years. I'm a Capricorn moon. So a lot of times when I get really angry and I get really upset and I have to cuss people the fuck out, it's because they are hurting me in my business or trying to hurt me, discredit me, or disrespect me in my career. And so immediately that will take me to a very upset, angry place of wanting to protect and defend. Because what does Capricorn value? Capricorn really fucking values their career. Capricorn really fucking values their ambitions, right? So with you guys, it's a Scorpionic energy where the two of you really value this connection. The two of you really value what you're building together. The two of you really care about this relationship. And so when someone or something comes into your life and is posing a threat to your relationship, immediately no. Immediately no. It is very intense and it's very protective. Okay. And it's also protective of that other person because it's kind of like this energy, this intensity and this desire where it's like, I would die for you, right? It's real Bonnie and Clyde shit. This is real ride or die shit. Okay. You clicked, you want to know what your ride or die energy is? You would die for this man would die for you, right? And then we go back to the previous verse. I do anything necessary for her. So don't let the necessary occur. Like, you guys are not walking into the room going, somebody please fuck with my husband so that I can kill you and go to jail. Like, that's not the conversation that you're happening. But there's almost like this looming, threatening energy. And you'll get it. I feel like, because I wasn't really talking a lot about Scorpio energy in group number 1. So you guys probably do have some Scorpio energy. You guys are just like Pluto strong. And if you're not, that's okay. But you maybe have observed this or experienced it, hopefully not been on the receiving end of it. But when you have a like Scorpionic energy, it's water sign energy. And so it's also a psychic energy. And so there's kind of like a projection energy type of thing that can happen where sometimes you can look at someone and you can just know not to fuck with that person. Sometimes somebody can give you a look and with the look in their eyes, they're communicating to you, you are in very dangerous territory and you need to back the fuck up. It's that kind of energy and it's that kind of power. Okay. I've seen a video. Oh my God, this is such a good example. I've seen a video online of like I think it was a panther, like a mama panther or something. And she has like an enclosure or something like that. And somebody is in her enclosure that she does not want them to be in that fucking enclosure. And she like has her like cubs there or whatever. And so I think she starts hissing and she's looking at them in a way. And people in the comment section of the video are like, I do not speak cat, but I know for a fact that that mother was saying, you need to back the fuck up before you get back the fuck up. Like, it's that kind of energy. Sometimes when we're having a conversation about Scorpio energy and we're having a conversation about Mars, we can have a conversation about animalistic desires. We can have a conversation about like a very primal energy. So I feel like there's something that's kind of primal about this. There's something that's almost a little bit animalistic about this, where the two of you just kind of give off an energy and a vibe. This doesn't even have to be just when somebody is seeing you in person, you know? This could be on social media. This could be in a million different ways, but you both give off an energy and a vibe where people are just kind of like, I do not want to mess with that couple. They scare me. It's something about them that intimidates me. Like, I'm seeing two people that are out. You could be out as a woman with your boyfriend. Let's say you guys are at a bar, you guys are at a club, you guys are at a lounge, and there's a man across the way who sees you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I just saw something and it like sent chills down my spine. I'm getting a scene where a man and a woman are like at a lounge together, and the woman is like sitting down at a chair, sitting down at a chair. Yeah. She's sitting down like at a table. And there's a man across this bar, lounge area, whatever, that is looking at her, that is interested in her, and her boyfriend, husband, partner, whatever, has gone to like get drinks or go to the bathroom or something like that. And then her boyfriend comes back and is like sitting next to her, and he has his arm around her, and then he looks around the lounge and he sees this other man who is staring and looking at his girlfriend, wife, whatever. And the look that this man, the boyfriend, gives to the other man is actually kind of a little bit terrifying. Like, me seeing the scene play out in my own mind, like I had a physical, like, visceral reaction of like, I am so sorry. Like, I think I'm gonna leave this lounge. I think I should go somewhere else. And so I feel that the two of you are also going to have this like psychic connection and energy between you guys. No, not just between you guys. I feel that both of you are psychic. So it's like this man is the guy, the husband in this scenario in the lounge. He's sitting down and he's looking around because psychically, subconsciously even, he might not be thinking consciously in his mind, psychically, I'm picking up on an energy in the bar and somebody here wants my wife. You know what I mean? It's not that, but subconsciously, psychically, he is looking around because he can feel that there are eyes on him. You know what I mean? You can feel when somebody is looking at you. You can feel when somebody is watching you. You can feel that. So he can feel and sense. My God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm living for the drama. He can feel and he can sense that there's somebody who is watching with interest and desire for his wife, his person. And he feels really protective and really possessive. And in a way, he communicates to this other guy instantly without words, you should actually probably fuck off. And I feel that in your relationship and in your dynamic, your guy is going to be kind of psychic and sensitive in that sense, where he's going to know and he's going to be able to really easily tell when people are into you, when people want to connect with you, when people want to be with you. You know what I mean? Like, you guys could both do what I'm about to say in your own ways. But something that they say with a lot of like Pisces energy, which I never like to believe until I look back and realize that it's true. What they say with a lot of Pisces energy is that we can be kind of airy, and we can be kind of like ditzy and we can be kind of like naive, and we can be kind of like innocent. So things can kind of go over our heads. And so people can be trying to like get with you, or they can be trying to, they can like you or something like that. And it can be so obvious that they want to be with you, but you're like, no, like, that's just my friend. Like, we're just close like that. Like, we just connect. Like, it's nothing serious. Like, we're just friends. We're just really close friends. We're just really good friends. Like, it's not that serious. Like, oh my God, please. They do not like me. I am not their type at all. You know what I mean? But your person is going to be able to look at them and it's like, no, I know for a fact that you want my girl. I'm not paranoid and I'm not crazy. I know it and I can feel it and I just can't prove it. I just can't fucking prove it, but I know it and I feel it and I sense it that you want my person and I want you to stay away from her. I will kill you. And I feel like you have that on the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, the feminine end of the spectrum, where you can see when other people are into your guy and want to be with your guy and are trying to subtly connect with your guy, or are trying to like be with your guy or something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like the two of you, because they're showing me those, you know, those like screenshots or those story times or whatever, where like somebody's ex like texts their phone number or something, and then like their new boyfriend like texts back and is like, hey bro, like she's sleeping right now, or some crazy shit like that. I feel like the two of you are going to have a dynamic like that, where you guys are going to have like the passcodes to each other's phone or each other's social media or something like that. And it might be a kind of experience like that where somebody like slides into your DMs, or they're trying to like, you know, get with you or something like that. And your person like sees it and your person responds and is like, she's definitely in a relationship, but thank you. Yeah. There's a big, strong vibe of this kind of sacred, closed relationship and connection. And other people would be very, very smart to not interfere in this relationship at all, because these two people do not play about each other. Period. This is intense fucking devotion for boyfriend, girlfriend. I put this on my life, the air that I breathe in, all that I believe in. I promise I'll give my life, my love, and my trust if you was my boyfriend. For boyfriend, girlfriend? My life? The air in my lungs? This is levels of yearning and levels of devotion that are not typical. You do not come across shit like this every day. So the two of you are incredibly connected and incredibly devoted to one another and incredibly protective of one another. And you might bring out a side of each other that everybody doesn't normally and typically see, because sometimes, all the time, usually, with Scorpionic energy, Scorpios are known to be pretty cool, calm, and collected. Pretty chill in general, right? Depends on the entire chart and all of the other stuff. For example, I'm a Scorpio rising, but I do have an Aries stellium, and I have Mars in the first house. So according to other people, I personally don't see it. According to other people, I do get angry very quickly. That doesn't resonate with me. I don't see it. I have no idea what they're talking about. There's nobody on planet Earth more level-headed and calm than me. Mind you, I just cussed somebody out last week. But seriously. In general, with Scorpionic energy, it's usually pretty chill. It's usually pretty calm. It's usually pretty collected. This is not an energy like Aries energy that gets mad and flies off the handle, you know, kind of for everything. But it's not really for everything. But this is not Aries defending hour. So whatever. with scorpionic energy, it usually takes a lot for them to kind of explode in that way or go off or whatever. So when you're having a moment where you're getting into it with a scorpionic energy and they're like going off on you, you did something really fucking wrong. You did something really fucked up, because they don't typically do that. And so there's a really big deal around that. And I feel like with the two of you, with this energy and this intensity and this passion, it's kind of like the two of you have a soft spot for one another in your hearts. So when people are like hurting you or posing a threat or a danger to this person that you love, you feel this level of protection, and this angry side of you that does not come out very often is kind of quick to pop off over this person. Okay. So you might be watching this. You might be like, I mean, I could crash. I have been known to crash out, but not all the time. Not frequently. It's very rare that I do crash out. Like, it's not, it's once in a blue moon do I go off. You know what I mean? But about this person, you're going to find that you're a little bit more protective, a little bit more fierce, a little bit more irritable. And this person is also going to feel the same way about you. Okay. Oh my goodness. I feel like the two of you are very desirable people. Think about Beyonce and think about Jay-Z. Who wouldn't want to be with Beyonce? Who wouldn't want to be with Jay-Z? How many people are hoping and wishing and praying that their relationship ends so that they have a fucking chance? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm one of those people. Of course not. But can you imagine if these are your crushes and the people that you want to be with? You're like, just give me one chance. If you just take a 30-day break from Jay-Z, you will never go back. Like, if you just give me a 30-day trial, like, please give me a chance. Please give me an opportunity. I feel like the two of you both have, people that kind of prey on the downfall of your relationship a little bit because they would like to be with your partner. They would like to be with you. So that energy is going to be kind of like a constant thing. Even though the two of you are very secure in your relationship, it's not like you guys are constantly like fighting and all of that stuff. And I'm not getting that at all. I'm just getting, there is a willingness. I don't like to fight, but if I have to, I don't usually get into bar fights, but when I do, it's because some guy is hitting on my boyfriend, or some guy is hitting on my girlfriend, or some girl is hitting on my boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the two of you are very protective of one another. And with that being said, if this resonated with you, give me some black emojis, black hearts, spiders. Give me some black emojis. I feel like that'll be a reflection of this intensity. Let me know that you're claiming this reading, and also comment so that I can see it for you and I can claim this wonderful, possessive, and deeply loyal energy for you. Okay? Okay. Yes, this was so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to check to see if there are any comments in the live chat. And if there are not, I'm going to get off of here. Hi, Jordan. How are you, my love? Jordan says, oh, she is spoiling us with all this content. I'm telling you, I am on my Zoom every day at 10. Melanin Wiles says, LOL, not this is insane, but this resonates with me. This is your pile, isn't it? And it is my pile. I'm just kidding. I don't I assumed that parts of it would be my pile before I was tapping into the energy. But I don't claim any of the piles in my readings, because if I think about it from my energy and my perspective, I feel afraid that I'm putting my own shit into it, like, my own things that I would want to be in it. So I just read the energy and I channel what's coming towards me. And I can only watch my readings back after time has passed and I forgot what was in each pile. Because if I look at a video and I remember what pile and what was said, I might be like, ooh, I want to watch that pile because I want that to be my energy. Like the other day, I just watched a reading on like, how does this person feel about you from like a year ago? And I didn't remember anything about the video at all. So I just picked the pile that called out to me, which was interesting because I usually never pick that number. And it was incredibly accurate and really, really good. And I loved it. So would I like for pile number 3 to be my energy? I'd accept it. I'm a crash out. We all know this. Will I claim pile number 3 energy? Sure. Do I know 110% what pile mine is going to be? Not yet. I will have to forget about this reading. So maybe in a year, maybe in 6 months, we will find out which of my piles was in this. But I liked all of them. And I could see myself living out experiences from all of them. If I had to choose, I would claim all of them because they're all really, really good. Okay. I love you guys so much. I love this energy. I loved doing this reading. I hope that you also loved it. If you did, do not forget to like the video, to share this with somebody else who would enjoy the content or enjoy my energy, and also to subscribe if you have not already. I love, love, love you, and I will talk to you in the next reading.